Yeah, I'm not entirely sure how long ago did I lose you? What was the last thing that you were able to see? Hopefully the audio is still coming in. Oh shoot! So you didn't even get to see the you didn't get to see the start of the game, did you? Oh man, yeah. That's I was I think I was talking to myself because I didn't realize OBS crashed as well. So yeah, let me fire that up. Yeah, the problem was that I was looking um, on the YouTube Studio live section to just kind of monitor the stream. Oh no! There's no disturbance. I mean, this is the reason that I do streaming. You know, people ask stuff. So um, yeah, it's annoying because there's no reliable streaming platform out there. At least I mean they all have issues. So this is kind of how it starts. Um, like I said, with the plane crash, I refined some more like the plane itself because it looked pretty honky. The first one that I had. So and you know the the crash trajectory is pretty bad at the moment. I just need to refine that spline. But this is basically how where the game starts. So at this point, next to you, if you try to access your inventory, you'll get a message, you know, to find your backpack first, and your backpack is going to be right next to you, somewhere around here. And once you have the backpack, I've seen you. I think you've already seen how you operate the compass. So the compass you're going to be able to use to navigate around in the level. And this is just kind of the old level. And and actually, I'm quite happy with the performance right now, with me streaming as well. It seems to be running quite all right. And yeah, so you're going to be able to use the compass at that point, and you know, kind of navigate around the level. So all these levels, um, I think you've seen how the menu looks, and you know, just as before, you can like turn off certain things, like you know, the global illumination, you know, change the resolution. So let's try it 1920. So so I wanted to do it um, like this because I think it's a little bit more intuitive that, you know, once you change the setting, you kind of expect it to be applied, especially nowadays. Um, there is some, let me see, I'm not sure if I can change one of these to, I guess those were not it. Yeah, it works out really nicely. I'm quite happy with it. And of course, you know, like right now at 720 still looks pretty decent, but the increase in performance is, I think it's noticeable on my end as well. I think I've gained, you know, quite a few frames. So it works out quite a bit better. As well as the other thing that I've also turned off is I think I've also did something on the lighting to be, and the texture as well as the post-processing. So that one, oh, and that's actually an interesting issue here. Oh, I guess this is good that I was like trying to do this testing, because changing these settings seem to have like darkened the environment quite a bit, which is weird. So something, I guess something that I need to look into and see what's going on. It might have to do with that I've never really played around with these as much, or at least I haven't tested them out as much as I should have. So yeah, the reason why it's kind of making it so dark, I'm not entirely sure. So I'll try and figure that out. But yeah, that's kind of it in a nutshell. Um, and kind of quitting and exiting the game. That's something that I'm not sure if I've ever shown you that section. Yeah, I'm not entirely sure why that was happening. Maybe it's something to do with because I did change the resolution prior to it, so I'm wondering if that could be causing some of that issue. So I have to do some investigating to see why that's happening. Oh, actually, no. I was looking for that, but there is no offset, which is nice because I believe. Uh, oh, you did. Well, well, I haven't noticed it, but that's definitely a good an interesting point. So I have to take a look at that a little closer and see how that might be affected. Um, yeah. So I think this part I was talking to myself when I was talking about this. This is kind of what that kind of repeating level would be. Of course, with some of this detail modified, like the edges of the level and such. So you'd be transitioning between the two levels. We're using transition level. So I'm gonna have this one here and then another one similar to it, kind of facing maybe this way. So that way you can transition from this one into this one and then into the next one through these transition levels. So that way there's only 3 levels loaded at one time. At least that's my hope and plan, and we'll see how that works. I hope it works okay. And yeah, I guess now back to some of this level editing, which is thoroughly enjoyable. Oh, you mean to yeah, so I was thinking of doing it like a massive open world level, but I tried doing that, and I've tried using the procedural placement tool that Unreal comes with, and you know what? It just didn't really seem. It worked out really nicely, with uh, positioning of assets and all that, but I just didn't really like it. So I thought, the original developer of because like this was originally from the marketplace, this level, along with these kind of broadleaf trees. So I thought I'm just going to use this and just modify it, well, heavily modify it. Kind of completely redo the terrain textures and change some trees up, add things, remove things. So everything, yeah. So that's why I wanted to do everything by hand, and in a shorter, or I mean, in a smaller space like this, which is pretty small. I think it's about 200 meters by 200 meters. So with that, I'm going to be able to reuse this level and change some of these macro details, like the edges, some of the bigger rocks in the level, and just kind of chain it. So I'm going to be chaining it from let me open the persistent level, and hopefully that will make a little bit more sense. Where is it? Persistent level. Hopefully this won't crash. Perfect. Okay. Yeah, because I think I have quite a bit of levels that are like unhidden at the moment. So basically how this is going to work, there's going to be like multiple, not multiple, probably like 3 or 4 of these levels that have already had the more minute, the smaller details added to it. The vegetation, all the ground rocks. It hasn't crashed this time. Well, I don't have all those tabs open anymore, so there you go. And well, so basically it's going to be some of these levels that are going to be chained together by these transition levels. So we're going to have kind of the section where you crash in, this section, then there's going to be probably another one down here, then one for the mine area, and then one that's going to be by the mansion. So, and there's also like the marshland level, which is down here. Let me see if I can turn that on. Windows levels. So marshland. So the marshland area is going to be over here. Then we're going to have the cave level, which is going to be over here. So the cave is going to tie in the marshland area, cave, then the mine. Or you can go the kind of the more open route through these open areas into to where the mine is. So, and then there's going to be the mansion level, which is going to be down here, and this is going to be tied into the story quite a bit. So yeah, originally what I had was an open world level, which was replacing this and tying this crash area to the mine and to the mansion, and also to kind of this way a little bit, which was pointing towards where the town is. So the town is not going to be available in this, what I want to call episode 1 / demo. I'm still debating if it's just going to be an episode 1 and then it's going to be an episode 2. I think that might make a little bit more sense, and also might compartmentalize the game a little bit better. So, because I mean, there's going to be quite a bit of the story tied into this whole environment. So I'm thinking of maybe making it kind of an episode 1 sort of situation. But yeah, hopefully this makes sense. Having this repeating level, and I can duplicate this and kind of move it and put it in place where the mine is, and then move it and put it in place and connect it to the mansion area. So that is my thought for this. Kind of like that, but I'm not entirely sure if I mean I'm originally I was thinking of making this the demo, so it'd be kind of just a free demo. But then I'm thinking maybe I could just make like a free episode 1. So it yeah, exactly. You can build up the atmosphere, kind of bring some of the story in as well, and kind of go from there, I guess. Oh, so what were they complaining about? I mean, I kind of like I think that their first mission was free. So yeah, I mean, I'm not entirely sure how expensive, like how costly the other missions are. So that's, yeah, I guess it's something something to be mindful of. Yeah, well, in all honesty, it did feel like the first. I'm not sure how the other ones were like, how the other missions were like, but I know like the first one was a little short. I mean, you definitely, I think the replayability on it was pretty good because you can try different ways to to take down the enemies. So I think they're probably banking, kind of putting their chips on that. Like, oh yeah, there's so many options that you can do this in, but it did feel a little bit short. I really loved the way they did the first one, like the lighting and the environment. That was really nicely done, and I think the other ones look just as well. So, but yeah, I'm hoping for this one, considering you're gonna have to interact with some of the non-player characters that are gonna be in the bunker area, and I think the bunker area is, yeah, so the bunker area is gonna be in this, like right around here, and you're gonna be coming from this. Let's see, I guess the transition level is not in place. So let's see, bunker to forest. There you go. Oh, actually, this is going to be the bunker to marshland. Yeah, so this is what I meant. Once you're in the bunker here, this is going to act as a transition level. So basically, once you're in this section here, the bunker level is going to hide, and then the marshland area is gonna be shown. So basically, this being the marshland area, which I still need to do some refinement. It's just that the terrain, I had to reset the terrain, and I need to resculpt it back in place. But yeah, so I think you've already seen this before. From like the marshland area, you get into the caves, and the cave system can take you either to the mine, or you can continue through the cave system and reach the mansion that way directly. So, though eventually you're still going to have to come back to the mine, because that's also going to be tied into the story. So the mine, I think you've already seen part of it, and this is kind of the terrain that messed some things up here. But yeah, so this is kind of pretty much what the plan is at the moment, with most of the levels shown. So you have kind of the surrounding area here that is not going to be navigable. It's just kind of a vista type area. Then the marshland, the cave, the um, what do I call it? The mansion area. The warehouse area. I'm not sure if you've seen this one. So this is kind of the so this area is right outside of the mine. So kind of this is where the mine entrance is. And yeah, this terrain I need to resculpt a little bit because it's kind of bad. So so I'm planning. Well, hopefully, first of all, I'm going to be doing Oh, you've seen it. Oh, cool. So what I'm planning to do is I'm going to be doing the first build, which is going to be kind of non-interactions. There's only going to be maybe a couple of enemies that um, you know, just to practice some, some takedowns and some combat with them. And the missions are going to be just the very basic missions at the start of the game, and there's not going to be anything related to the story. But that's going to be kind of an, I would say, a pre-alpha build, so to speak, so people can like hopefully try it out and navigate the environment, see if they hopefully people if they do it, they um, they can report, hey, I've fallen through the map at such and such location, and so stuff like that that I can fix, and once I'm ready to do like an alpha build, and so the alpha build is going to have a little bit more of, hopefully some of the fixes from the pre-alpha, as well as maybe a little bit more of the interaction options, and hopefully that's going to bring it into beta, and the beta is going to have pretty much everything, and hopefully that's going to work out okay for people. And I'm hoping that the stream is still up. I definitely noticed some delay. There's even though I put it on ultra low latency for this, it still has a little bit of delay in from what I'm doing to what I'm actually seeing on the live stream. So that's always great. But yeah, this is pretty much the plan. Um, as you can see, this is actually this is part of the transition level here. Though I'm not sure why it got moved into the persistent level. Let me see if I can turn one of them on. There we go. Actually, that works. So this is going to be kind of a transition level where you'll be able to climb. So this cliff you're going to need to climb. And so the climbing mechanism, I believe you might have seen it already. It's already in place. So I just need to kind of place the climbing points on this. And the way I've been doing that is through carabiners, if you know what a carabiner is. That's kind of the way for me to signal the player that that's a climbable area. And so yeah, this is kind of a transition level, and once you get into this section, so this section is going to be kind of a little bit as an S, so that way I can once you're in that S area, so if you think about it, it's going to kind of wind like this, right? So when you're going to be over here, I'm going to be unloading the level behind you and loading the level in front of you, and that's pretty much the plan. When it comes to the way these transition areas are going to work. So as you can see, this one's already tied into this existing forest grid, and so once I'm done with all these kind of minute details and kind of turn this all to green, I'm going to be moving this over and replacing this one, because this one is just it was pretty much the original level placeholder, and at that point, what I'm going to be able to do once I duplicate this, I'm going to be changing some of these edge cliffs, and maybe it's also changing the way the river flows, because it's going to be a little bit different into the next one. Although I might keep it the same way, as long as I can rotate. So once I duplicate this and rotate it, as long as I can match the start of the river and the end, I think it should be fine. So you know, there's probably going to be some changes. Like this is pretty obvious here, so I might just kind of remove this rock into the next level, and so, you know, artistic liberty, I guess. Kind of the nice thing about, you know, working by yourself sometimes is that you don't really have to answer to anybody, so you can kind of do whatever, and that's nice. But yeah, that's pretty much the plan at the moment, and I'm really happy that you joined. Hopefully, you got to see something that's, you know, kind of interesting, and you know, see some progression from the last time you've seen it. I wish there was more of it, but yeah, sometimes such is life. Yeah. So, well, okay. I think I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take a little bit of a break. I'm getting a little hungry, and um, my diet changed to be a little bit less. Yeah, that's, you know, it's tough. You know, sometimes doing this as a hobby, you know, you have to like find, you know, kind of will yourself into picking it back up and, you know, doing work on it is what needs to be done is what it is. So, but yeah, I think I'm gonna be taking a break at the moment and get some lunch. So again, thank you so much for stopping by. I'm not entirely sure if the next stream I'm gonna try and do it on YouTube as well. It seems to be running okay. I mean, there's not a lot of difference to Twitch, so so we'll see. I'll try it on YouTube again. We'll see how many people join. But yeah, okay. Well, take care, and hopefully I'll see you on the next one. All right, goodbye.